You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible.
We're having some fun with this. We're laughing because it's a family conversation. That's another reason this is so important. But what you're really underscoring, what we're all underscoring, I think, in fact, I know, is the importance of us having to be organized and to have all these opinions so that we can see how everything works together. None of us have the answer. I know I don't have the answer, but you know, Reese, when you describe the possibility of transfer for home ownership, that's a piece of it. And when you also talk about the fact, you know, people are saying, you know, y'all didn't support, and the emotional piece, Erica, that you raise is critical to this. There is an intangible thing that's kind of the third rail of the reparations struggle that is difficult to articulate because there is a wounding. The last 500 years, we have been wounded. And some of us have been wounded so deeply that we look to these people or to the people who now identify with whiteness, to evoke James Baldwin, for relief, as if they owe us. But see, this is the problem. This isn't a mathematical equation. Countries are not based on justice. They're not based on morals. That's a mistake people make when Cory Booker or Joe Biden said, we're better than this. No, we're not. There's no we and there's no better. There's just power. That's what you can take, as A. Philip Randolph said. You always quote but when you start talking about truth and reconciliation, there hasn't been a Truth and Reconciliation Commission involving African people anywhere, including Africa. The one in South Africa even failed. Ask them. Them damn police that killed Steve Biko didn't ever come completely clean. That's one reason why people in South Africa are like, look, we're going to be cool until Madiba goes. When Mandela dies, we get in our lane. So at some point, there has to be a reckoning. You understand? And I'm not talking about, you know, and I respect, with all due respect to Equal Justice Initiative and the thing they've done in Alabama, you know, we need to memorialize our people. We need to recognize that pain. With all due respect, you know, I don't want to see any more memorials where we just getting our ass whipped. I'd like to see, if you have the courage to put one memorial to the white people you killed to get your freedom. I mean, I want to see some statues of some, you know, people with their heads cut off. You know, so maybe Stono or Pointe Coupé or Nat Turner. You know, some of that, or them people where Harriet Tubman showed them on the Combahee River in South Carolina, where to burn the plantation and get my people out here, liberate 700 people in one damn swoop. Can we get some minds to that? But let me not get off track, because Roland, what you articulated is very important, brother. We have to be able to come together in coalition, anchored in independent Black institutions as the center, not as joining a coalition, so that when this thing changes, and it's changing slowly, you can't see change up close. You got to see how it's changing. There's a Black woman now, Deborah Archer, who is the first Black woman to lead the American Civil Liberties Union. She and Anthony Romero, who has been there for 20 years in leadership, they are moving now. The ACLU has said they're going to lobby for this bill in partnership with NCOBRA and the reparations formations. They've also said they're going to invest $40 million in the South, and they're switching part of their thrust from First Amendment defense to racial justice and equity. That is a direct result of organizing. You heard the brother in Louisiana. When you see what happened to that young brother in Louisiana, it's local organizers who have been pushing this. How's this fit to reparations? As you are pushing, and I agree with my friend Jared Ball and others, we're not talking about Black buying power being strong enough to do the kind of things we imagine it can do. We know that. And we know that it comes to the reparation question in this way. What you just said, Reese, about ownership and home ownership and land. When they did not do what they were supposed to do during Reconstruction, if there had been any morals in this country, they divided those old plantation land up and gave and sold the land off to speculators from Massachusetts, from New York. Mark Sanford's family bought property in South Carolina, and they sold the land from under the Black people. And then those people turned around and turned all those formerly enslaved Africans into wage employees, either through sharecropping or debt peonage or low-wage employees. In other words, they set up the foundation for the modern South. What we have not done is we haven't taken the time to learn and educate ourselves about the fact that money is not ownership. That the base of this country is property.
There you go.
And so when you are pursuing a reparations strategy, you have to push federal policy. You also have to push state and local policy. You have to do it from your independent institutions in coalition with others, so that when the day comes that you can put pressure on a state government or a local government to reform who can and can't get a loan. You people, voting don't matter. Shut your ass up and understand that there is no one way to this. This is a common spectrum strategy. I know I'm going long, so let me stop with this. The thing we can't get our hands around is the deepest thing of all, and that's that intangible thing that messes us up. That's what animates an O'Shea Jackson. I know, brother Q. That's what animates the minister. I know, Minister Farrakhan. That's what animates my friend Jeremiah Wright. Y'all wounded us. We can't even look at ourselves and confess to the depth of the wounding of enslavement. Jesus. That's why we get mad at each other before we get mad at white people, because we don't expect shit from white people. We see in the eyes of each other that ass whipping, that rape, that goddamn murder, that foot cut off, that shit right there. Yeah. I don't know how we grapple with that, because that's the thing that's driving us to get at each other's throats. It's not hatred of the person, it's deep shame, hatred, self-hatred. And we got to root that out. And part of it, I'm afraid, is going to be, we're going to have to drop this worship of white people. It don't. No, I ain't talking about calling white people names. I ain't talking about arguing with white people. I'm talking about the thing in you that makes you look, as Malcolm X said, who taught you to hate yourself? You got to master go. You got to stop worshiping them. Give up their Grammys, give up their funded NAACP awards, give up their book awards, give up their New York Times bestseller lists. Get up. They arguing with them about anti-racism. Get off the "we're black, I am a man, Black Lives Matter." God damn it, get up off it. Love yourself. And let's get something out of this.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
It's time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you've done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody watching this, tell your friends. Go back and look at the last 2 weeks, especially of Roland Martin Unfiltered. I mean, hell, go back and look at the last 2 days. You've had sitting United States senators today, Klobuchar and Harris. Whatever you have that you can bring to Roland Martin Unfiltered to support it, please do, because this information may literally save your life.
Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.